If there is commentary, it might be freaking not my video. Guys, best way to prepare. Wait, hold on. Wait, I want to see the best because I got some bulldogs downstairs. Yeah. I'm not a kid though. I'm able to like eat it. Okay. So that's some troll shit. He's on some shit. Oh, reaction. What the hell is this doing? This is they got a whole different type of. Oh shit! This should look delicious. Not going on, man. It's nice to do. Grandma. Oh yeah, let's okay, so this video we're about to listen to if you guys can hear it, linking how useless Shadow is in every single Sonic game. We might watch that too. That's my man. But yeah, we're gonna watch Scepters. This is SCEPTOR. Scepter's video on having the horrors of having a first job.
So there won't be any other cats hanging around next to our yellow buddy. So we can toss out everything around it. Blood cats don't share rows or columns either. So we can eliminate the entire row and column where our yellow kitty is chilling. Check this out. Now Green and Mauve are each down to just one square left. Boom, we found 2 more cats right there.
Most of what Shield knows about
elimination process after
I don't have to be the one to tell you
what
just
little
how
information
insane
we've
and
obtained about
ridiculous
his
today's
home
economy has
Asgard
gotten
comes
at this
from
point. At the time
well,
of me
this one children's book
reviewed the
found
Steam
by
Machine
Dr.
prices
Eric
a few days
Selvig
ago.
in New
And could
Mexico.
anyone please
Seems
tell me
pretty
why they're
accurate so
charging
far.
a whole band for the base model without the controller included? I have never seen a company sell a console, something that normally comes with a controller by default, proceed to make that aspect an entirely with a jolly smile and thumbs up on their face. And if you do end up getting the highest scoring model with the controller included, you're asking to spend $1,400 on the whole thing, as well as your arm, leg, and right ball sack. The funniest part about this whole launch to me is the fact that you can get a pre-built PC.
Now, if there were only someone here with the power to melt ice. Oh yeah! Put him on!
Remembers the first ever job they had during their lives. So in this video, I really wanted to dive in and talk about both the horrors and experiences of what it feels like to have a first-time job. For me personally, my first ever job was at an indoor water park, and the amount of stories I have from that place are so insane, I could legitimately make an entire video series on the whole thing by itself. But first things first, we need to rewind a bit, because before you're able to actually put on the uniform and black pants to head to work, you first need to officially receive the position to begin with. I deadass think applying for a job at this point in time is arguably the most egregious part and is way worse than actually doing the work itself. To say it's simply difficult to land as much as an interview with any kind of establishment in today's day and age is a major understatement. Nowadays, whenever you apply to any sort of part-time job at all, you'll either get completely ghosted from the company or receive an email/text saying another candidate was chosen for the position. A whole 3 weeks later, I am genuinely convinced half of the people checking these applications take a single glance at that shit and throw it in the trash bin immediately within a second. Instead, however, the exact target demographic you advertise for on your website, and I got denied for somebody who had the exact opposite of what you're looking for. At that point, just say we're not looking for anybody to hire at this moment, instead of giving niggas false hope that will actually be summer job and now worry about asking your friend for the 100th time to pay for the food bill. Especially with AI being in every corner of society right now, having systems that are implemented to make everyone's lives easier just makes me want to crash out on the nearest person in my vicinity as a way to release a internship near my city. And tell me why, as soon as the day arrived for me to have my interview, the first thing I saw on my screen was an AI program acting as my interviewer. It kept telling me to say specific phrases or responses to reply to its questions, and every time I finished responding to anything it said, I would get the most annoying and fake-sounding employer reply back. You want to guess how long it took for them to come back with a response on whether they chose me for the job or not? Psych trick question. These niggas never came back to me and completely ghosted me.
So I think you can literally get True Believer in this room alone.
And answer all these questions just for an AI to be my interviewer and for me not even to get the job at all? Man, that's some bullshit, bro. I know that companies like money too much and want to save costs by using stuff like AI to make the interview process go faster and efficiently. But if the AI is going to constantly make mistakes and end up hiring nobody at all, even if you aren't qualified, then what was even the point of implementing it to begin with? Now, I'm assuming most of you had an in-person interview for your first job, and if that's the case, we can move on to the actual training/in-person interview. I remember the night before my first job interview, I was extremely stressed out because the friend who recommended me to a client told me they hadn't hired a new employee for 8 months straight. I knew that when tomorrow came, I would get the most legendary and flawless performance possible because there was way too much stuff I needed to buy that summer, and I refused to lose my chance to buy it. On interview day, the manager who interviewed me was this short brunette in her mid-20s, and from my first impression, she seemed pretty chill and nice. She was guiding me around the room, telling me what I'd expect to do while I was actually doing the job. After she did the tour, we went to her office where she asked me some more typical questions like my strengths, weaknesses, how many days of the week I was available. Nothing out of the ordinary for the most part. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but a majority of the part-time jobs that hire kids like me only really care about the availability and scheduling you have to offer. They don't really give a shit about your personal interests.
Magical
or
rainbow
about yourself.
bridge.
As long as your
What
availability
next?
is beneficial.
Unicorns and happy cliches.
Interviewing you that you write celebrity food fetish fan fiction during your free time on the weekends, but as long as you're available 7 days a week to come to work, they'll still hire you on the job. After answering all of the questions, she told me to wait outside in the break room while she reviewed everything and told me her decision. And after about like 5 minutes, she came outside and told me, "Congratulations, you're hired." Not gonna lie, at that moment, I wanted to start jumping and celebrating at the fact that I got the position, but I had to compose myself and act nonchalant. My first day of the job for training was gonna be the following day, and I was super excited that I was finally gonna start making some money and actually be able to pay for my own stuff now. If only past me knew of the pain and anguish that I would be facing from there.
This would sell fast. Could use some extra cash. Sellers can list as many items as they want with 0 fees.
Shut up.
You made it! I was beginning to worry.
You know that your vocal cords by the end of most shifts will be
Do you like what I've done with the place?
Combined with the fact that being in a water pump also makes your light waves and stopping, you have to yell even louder than your kids to stop and slow down. During my first training day, I ended up yelling so much because of the
Just
kids running
chill
or
out
just
for a
being
second,
stupid
won't
that
you?
I had a sore throat for the rest of the week and could barely muster any strength in my voice. Moving on to the next part of having a first job, co-workers. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Unless someone I know wants to think that I'm wrong as well, best believe I'm giving to every single person that I know. Now, don't get me wrong, this is really cool people who end up being passionate workers. You may end up finding some lifelong friends or buddies just by being at the same place together and discovering both of you have a lot of things in common. At the same time, though, I you're gonna be working with have a personality more.
Yo, who's gonna kill this nigga?
I legitimately think a majority of them never really developed any sort of social skills because the amount of hoops and bounds I
You
have
can't
to
get
leap
close
just
to
so I can
him.
comprehend anything they're saying is
You're
absurd.
supposed to
There was
not
this one
do
guy I worked with at my water pump job, but I deadass believe had a personality custom made by ChatGPT. Anytime we were assigned to the same station together and I tried to have any sort of conversation with him, it literally felt like I was talking to a brick wall the entire time. Every single thing that came out of his mouth would sound so robotic and monotone that I genuinely would have rather cleaned the bathroom than try to talk to this man. Then he may be thinking that he just didn't want to reciprocate the energy back because maybe he wanted to finish his shift and just go back home. And if that was the case at all, it would have been fair and understandable. But there would be
Behold, you are now under my power.
like an AI chatbot with voice responses. The other worst part of having coworkers during your first job is something I like to call coworker bias. Coworker bias, like the term sounds, is a scenario when one of your coworkers gets unfair treatment that makes their job easier while leaving everyone else. And I'm so serious. I'd say coworker bias is one of the worst job in general, but especially during your first role. Because when you first start entering the work environment and are just understanding all the cues and routines for the first time, you don't really expect or notice anything unfair or weird until you stay there for a long time and start to pick up on certain patterns and behaviors that make you realize that not everyone you work with gets the same treatment despite having the same position as you. I myself have two examples of this that I want to talk about real quick. At my water park job, my general manager
Why do you insist on following me, brother?
When it came to coworker bias. And for the sake of the video, let's call her Emily. I would say Emily was decent and was super chill for the most part, but the first thing that really pissed me off about her was how much she would just like literally anything but her actual job. If you actually be a friend of hers or she just really liked you enough, she would deadass let you sit in her office and just be on your phone for the entire shift. I remember this one closing shift where she had two of her friends who were also my coworkers just sitting in her office and gossiping / laughing around for 6 hours straight. I didn't of them during rotations a single time and was wondering the whole shift was they could possibly be doing for hours on end. And anytime I got on my break, I would see them in my manager's office.
Going somewhere?
Whatever they were talking about, as if they didn't have anything else to do. Fast forward to closing time, and everyone was getting assigned to cleaning stations around my building. I ended up getting assigned to clean and mop the seating area, which looked as if a Category 5 tornado had swept through the building and landed directly in the middle of the floor. Seeing as how we wanted to finish basketball home anyway, I thought it was a great idea to ask my manager to tell her coworker friends if they wanted to help me clean. Because as far as I can tell, neither of them had done anything at all, and I thought they deserved at least some sort of work to compensate for that. So I ended up asking, yo, is it alright if you could get them to help me clean the chairs? Because the rest of us saw that they weren't really doing anything the whole shift, and I think it could cause us to finish faster. But I kid you not, my manager ends up telling me to stop being disrespectful to her for asking me questions. Not wanting to escalate the situation, I just ended up agreeing and going to clean anyway, but in my head, I was resisting the craziest urge to not crash out and turn the entire park into a bomb crater. How am I being disrespectful for asking them to help when they were getting paid to not do jack shit anyway because you let them in your office and let them do whatever they wanted? That was honestly one of the biggest turning points eventually. I'm not working somewhere where the manager had that much of a bias towards her own friends and would end up letting them just get hours worth of pay for doing nothing at all. The next most important thing to talk about when having your first job is dealing with customers for the first time. Now, this is the craziest customer interaction you've ever seen in your life. I will never understand the concept of getting mad at an employee for something that is the company's fault to begin with. One day I was working concessions, and this dad came up to me and asked me why his pizza didn't have any pepperoni on it. Now, at my job, you were able to order pizza from a local place by going up to the concession stand and asking the person up front to sign that order, and they can place it for you and deliver it back to your seat. And you were required to make sure that you didn't let them know what he said. I told the guy that I should have order I wrote beforehand to make sure it was good, and he told me it was okay for me to call it in. So if the order was wrong, the place is red, that is the complaint about it. She just get mad at me because apparently I messed up the order on me. What do you say that's me for? Eventually he asked the manager, well, I just been out back and out of the office this issue while I waited behind her waiting for this guy to finish the back. That situation I just described is one of the many instances of bad customer experiences that I've had. That I've looked at thus far. Thankfully, I've never truly had any egregiously bad customer experience moments, but like I said, you'll find hundreds of them all over the internet. The thing that I was working a job for the first time was waking up at the crack of dawn to get my parents to drive me to work. Just like how terrible waking up for school is, going to work in the morning is something every adult on the planet constantly dreads on a daily basis. I always made sure to schedule my shifts on weekends or Fridays because there was no shot I was going to work after school on a weekday. So best believe I'm overly good on having the last thing I want to talk about is the entire reason that you want to apply and work at a first job in the first place. The money, something that is always guaranteed will be the fact that you will spend your first paycheck on straight bullshit and not learn how to actually manage your money until later on. I don't exactly remember what I spent my first paycheck on, but I do know that I made like around $200 and immediately bought some new shoes. Although a first job has lots going for it in terms of overall benefits. There's gonna be so many terrible experiences that everyone has to end up going through. But to end up working at a better place in the future, you're gonna have to experience all these hidden events no matter how stressful or annoying they are. Let me know what your thoughts are and with that, yeah.
Alright, now we're watching the fucking
Are we having fun?
ranking how useless Shadow is in every Sonic game by Jeremy Killenker. And then after this, I'm gonna mute and let the game just play.
Puppets under my control.
And other times, kinda heavy, and 2 seconds waiting for his own turn. Today, we're gonna look at Shadow's role in every single game he abuses and rank it from worthless to elite. Sonic Adventure 2 introduced us to our badass anti-hero, and boy did it do a good job. Right out the gate, he outruns Sonic using chaos control, then disappears into thin air to get the dude arrested. Well, shit. While Sonic rots in jail, he manipulates Eggy to restore the ultimate nuclear weapon on the space colony and plays just about everyone to get what he wants. Justice for Marie, or at least what he thinks he would want. You play as him for a handful of levels in the Dark Story, and his gameplay is about the same as Sonic's. Some of the best this series has to offer, with incredible and smooth mechanics to make zooming through an absolute joy. He may be the catalyst of the Dark Story, but it's not because and when he realizes the right thing to do at the end, he puts aside his differences with the Sonic crew and makes a super meaningful impact, beating up on the Biofuture to set up Sonic and Shadow go super, fly around in outer space, and take down the other ultimate rifle, this giant lizard dude who set the space colony on a crash course with Earth. Shadow exerts every last ounce of power he had to stop him, and falls to his alleged death, to do what's right and make Marie a threat. The planet couldn't have been saved without him, which goes to show, if he wanted the world to end, he has that ability. And no matter what opposes him, he can stop a threat of any size. So yeah, this introduction is the best the character could ask for, and instantly made him a fan favorite, absolutely earning him a spot. Sonic Pinball Party says that Shadow participated in the Egg Cup tournament, but he gets knocked out of the bracket by Wise Men the Wicked, and never makes it far enough to even challenge Sonic, which is about as bad as it gets for this guy. Worthless. Sonic Heroes brings Shadow back to a playable form. Now it's the same character in Team Dark. Prepared throughout an entire story of this time. That comes at a cost.
Mind you, I'm pressing circle to build.
Bruce and Omega's abilities are needed just as much, if not more, since the speed archetype moves a little too fast, and the other guys are still quick and have other uses. The plot also makes him take a step back, with him
I'm
now
not
being
finished
one
yet.
of 12 heroes
Or should that
trying to
be
stop Metal
we're
Sonic,
not
and not
finished?
even doing much of anything in the climax. Sonic goes super and has Tails and Knuckles alongside him, while Shadow is only part of the early doing as much as basic attack and fun business. And his side plot focuses on his amnesia and mini identity crisis, with the ending of the Dark Canyon.
How foolish you are.
By revealing a room full of Shadow
My crew need to get in here now.
the Shadow we've been using the entire time. I mean, he was freed from a similar looking pod in the opening, so maybe the real Shadow is dead. The game never explains what's up with it, so that's a strong possibility. But either way, he wasn't going to make the cover up, so he's still an amazing rival and teammate. Sonic Battle gives almost every major Sonic character of the era their own episode in the story, Shadow being no exception. His episode opens with Rouge rescuing him, just like the last game. But this time, the main conflict revolves around a Earl, who has also been dubbed Ocean's Life. This gives the two a weird sort of connection, which is furthered by the fact they were both created in different methods. And Shadow, knowing how hard it is to control his own power, does everything he can to prevent Emerald from getting the 7 Chaos Emeralds. He even up and dukes it out with the bot to stop him, to no avail. But after talking more, they come to the conclusion that they both in fact have a soul, which was planted into them by Gerald, and is apparently a copy of Maria's soul? Somehow, chalk it up to robotic magic. But having a soul means they have good intent deep down, and thus, Shadow works to override his destructive programming without utilizing his ends. So he finds a key phrase to make him completely harmless, by saying bring hope to humanity. And those 4 words save the day. Yeah, it's a cop-out, but that's not Shadow's fault. He and Rouge are solely responsible for Emerald not turning evil and destroying the planet, which is a massive double. And on top of that, as far as playable characters in the game, he's widely considered one of the best.
The Tesseract is dangerous, brother.
Oh, and so am I, brother. I intend to get my revenge on you, on Earth, and on Asgard.
What are you planning, Loki?
You can't make me tell. You are not the god of me.
Oh, thou dost vex me with that taunt. You have used it since we were children.
Do you remember this little plaything?
Brother Loki, are you out of your mind?
I bet our Tin Man would love to see this.
All in all, he may not be the most spotlighted character in the game, for sure. And that'll make for another Shadow the Hedgehog is the easiest ranking of the day, but it's not just because of the namesake, or Shadow being the main player. The fate of the world is once again unknown, and this game has multiple videos showing how things can play out, illustrating how severe of an impact that one Hedgehog action really has. If he helps the hero in blood, and if he goes black, so each shooting is the game changer. The ending even shows all the other characters incapacitated and hopeless to fight. With Shadow being the only one that can stand up and somehow managing to defeat the
That thing is indestructible. There has to be a way to break Loki's control over it. Well, if you guys have any bright ideas, I'd love to hear them.
That claw's
Hey,
ain't gonna do
Sonic.
it this time. Gotta be another way.
After you complete the hero story, meaning he doesn't contribute, and even with there being and it's only selectable instead, they introduced an entirely new vehicle type primarily for the skates. He uses these when he sits through levels in the game.
You mortal pest!
The destroyer's vulnerable. Take him out.
And makes him look as slick as ever. Like I said, he'd get a much better spot if he was involved in the plot, but then making sure to make it play in his own uniquely epic way is at the very least. In the sequels, Flint Rider Zero Gravity follows that approach to a T. So it's getting the same thing. And then finally, in Sonic 3
Begone! Asgard belongs to me!
of enemies. For some reason, they didn't think Shadow being played with the end.
Rid your mind of this madness, Loki.
Ah, you pathetic insect!
Okay, let me do this real quick, bro. No, not that. This. Yes, get off me! Need that mini kit. Thor, go!
I'm either with you.
Shut up! Punch in the nipple. I mean chest.
So he helps stop the biggest threat this series has known, has his own story mode,
You shall never win!
Sonic Rivals has 4 different story modes, and the one revolves around Eggman, Mega,
Father, I do not wish you further harm. Give up now.
I swear, you will kneel before me by the time this day is through.
I will not.
Sonic and the Secret Rings doesn't want to share into the story at all, but in the game's party mode, he makes a nice little flavor. There's some fun minigames.
Rip that head off. Punch that thing. Jump off. Not that don't fall. Pose. Disappear. Complete or die.
I think you have me outnumbered. Well, not for long.
Spawn in all your motherfuckers. I will kill them all.
Lookalikes! Or should that be Loki-likes?
This cannot be!
I will return the Tesseract to the safekeeping of the treasure room.
Hey, Blondie, I hate to point this out, but it just got stolen from there. Maybe your security's not so good.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has an entire battalion of troops dedicated to guarding the Tesseract.
Humans, guarding this item of immense power. Please, I can rain thunder and lightning on anyone who touches it.
I bet this glow cube can help me find Magneto. I can ask Chuck about that.
Is this really in character? I feel like this was out of character for Wolverine, but I don't know. I don't know much about Wolverine to be saying anything like that. Alright, now we're gonna grind out missions silently. But I will turn the music on for you guys to listen to.
Rivals 2 demotes Shadow to sharing his story mode with Metal Sonic, which is a pairing you wouldn't expect, and it's kind of cool to see. But Metal's not his own sentient being for most of the game, instead being under through Metal Sonic. Which plays similar to the first one, with Eggman destroy the world, this time by releasing the Ifrit, a giant interdimensional being.
The final pieces are coming together. Soon, you will rule the Earth.
Yes, yes. But where's the power source you promised me? It's all we need.
I know where it is. We can acquire it from the mutants.
The X-Men? Very well. I've planned for every contingency. I'll dispatch some associates to reacquire it.
Brought you something, Professor. Figure this can help us find Magneto.
The only thing I think it will find for us is unwanted attention. Oh dear.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
And that doesn't look good.
Oh, bro, they kind of throw us into. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, give me Jean Grey. Give me Cyclops. We got 2 hours on this, by the way, chat. Baby girl can glide.
I guess we're not getting in through the front door.
She can't
Come on,
fly.
we'll take the side entrance.
That's Stanley.
Hey, calm down and turn those sprinklers on.
It's no good. He can't hear you through his own deafening screams.
She can't, like, singe the flames with her mind. I don't know, it's a Lego game. This is like the dumbed down version of all these characters.
I was nearly toast.
Of course.
Burnt toast.
Of course, my heart. Okay, here, let me turn the music on so it's like not dead silent. Did I press accept? I don't think so. Oh yeah! Next level, let's go.
Officially, Professor Charles Xavier's Institute for Higher Learning is an ordinary boarding school. But the truth is, it also serves as a home and shelter for young mutants with extraordinary powers, collectively known as the X-Men.
Come on, we need to rescue the students.
Who's Deadpool?
Cyclops, Jean, you need to rescue any trapped students.
And run in circles.
Professor, I sense he's
Shadow
in
collects
danger.
a few Chaos Emeralds.
Do not worry about it. I am safe in the Cerebro Chamber, with an object of great power called the Tesseract. Open the emergency escape tunnels to lead the students to safety. The escape tunnels are hidden, of course. Find and open them quickly.
Magneto wouldn't attack the school unless he was desperate.
Let's get the students to safety.
Now, being tricked by Eggman Mega again.
This way, quick as you can.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's like I'm an idiot.
You might be surprised to see Smash Brawl here.
Oh. You bitch.
Was pretty ballsy, I'll give him that. After they win though, he runs away. So Sonic chases after him, and eventually he's from the chat. And decides to join the team only as a distraction. But then he ends up helping him out for the rest of the game, which is dead. The best part ever in the house.
There's not much time. Quickly, through here. It's not safe here.
Fucking Juggernaut.
With attacks like Chaos Punishment. Also, he just wants to wait for
Careful, Gene. He's around here somewhere.
He's only involved in one of the rival boss battles, where he kills Toad Sonic and puts up and after that, he's not seen again. To win on the Sonic, which he just looks horrible. That
Worthless. No, worthless. So worthless.
This mess. We need to get through.
He could have done more.
And that just
Exactly.
Which shattered the boy's fragile ego and made him go all
Put me down, you slimy toad.
Storm, are you all right?
He's a playable member of apparently, he was going around locking doors on the train, which is indeed suspect. But turns out, he was trying to hide from me while he was getting her a birthday present. Ah, cute. Yeah, no idea what she was against. And pretty darn cool. Shadow was the final character. That is the and that means he's not cool. He just hops into their dreams afterwards. Now, he does bring with him some chaos abilities, including the iconic chaos control that freezes time, and it makes him a fairly unique character. It's hard to play. If you get more for the main event of the game, you just definitely go find it. But I think average is more than that. Shadow Generations is Shadow the Hedgehog. The original journey this guy gets throughout the game is unfair. With the written time, brings out the best of him. And at the same time, the Black Doom's influence is growing like crazy, and really tries to consume him, which creates this internal conflict with Shadow that he's almost like the badass that he is. And the gameplay is arguably his best ever. Last, he has unmatched rhythm and flow, and the Doom ability is so much versatility, and create all kinds of fun hazards and obstacles. With exceptional gameplay design and a phenomenal character, this is right up there with Shadow of Five and one of his strongest games. And last but not least, Sonic Racing Crossroads gives Shadow a playable character slot and a crossroads iconic stage, that is a pilot. With no story mode, that's really as much love as they can give a character, which means he's not really outdone by anyone, but in the grand scheme of all, he looks like a pretty average. And with that, there you
Mind
go.
you, somebody
Check out
like
the video
crying in the background right
to see
now.
every Sonic character is better or for something more positive. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.
Okay, I'm going on mute now, chat.
X-Men. Is anyone there?
Beast, we read you. What's your situation?
No time to explain. I've locked the school down so the doors won't open. You'll need to
Damn, $50 a day? That was all.
force your way through.
Bobby, no!
Hot enough for you, Bobby?
This isn't cool! Sorry I gotta be so cold with you, buddy.
The Juggernaut. Watch out!
That ice beam of yours. How about using that?
The Juggernaut! This ice won't hold me forever!
Excelsior!
Those helpless children, you must rescue them.
We rescued all the students. Now what?
I'm afraid your attempts to stop me are too late. Failure to hand over the Tesseract will result in the destruction of your precious home.
Students are safe. You must stop Magneto.
We can't keep up. There has to be a quicker route to head him off. Head to the biosync. We can use the secret passage.
Isolated puns just aren't cool anymore.
Professor X has agreed to let me care for the Tesseract.
He has.
Of course. He knows I'm good with technology.
And he knows you'll double-cross him at the drop of your helmet.
Well, that's no way to treat a lady, Summers. Make sure the children are protected. I'll take care of these two.
No running in the hallway, please. Oh! How many times must I say it? No running in the hallways! Oh.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Magneto!
seem to have upset the natives. Deal with them.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the...
Yeah, we get it.
Oh my stars. We have our hands full with this stuff.
Who put out the light? I can't see a thing!
Chill out a little.
Now I'm mad! Some of this!
Again! Finish this! Now! No! Put me down! No! Oh, helmet! What have you done?
Fascinating.
Your mind is a blank page, Juggernaut. Now I shall write on it.
Ah! Get out of my head, Charles! Dummy! Gene! What are you slugged to a tree?
Try breaking out of this, big guy.
Oh, my stars and garters.
What does that even mean? Magneto got away.
That is most unfortunate. I think that means we'll owe Nick Fury a few favors.
Hey, no.
Thanks for sending Agent Coulson to help with the cleanup here.
You were assisting S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time. Besides, I can expense it. But there's something else I need you to help me with. Magneto has stolen the Tesseract and we've tracked its energy signature to Latveria. It's finally time for Operation Latveria to get underway.
Why'd it take so long to plan?
Approvals, counter-signatures, 4 rounds of notes. You can't believe the bureaucracy I deal with.
If Doom combines the power of the Tesseract with those cosmic bricks...
It could be very dangerous. He has to be stopped.
Yeah, it's...
No, not yet.
Are you going to tell them, sir?
One threat at a time, Coulson.
I hope you ain't expecting us to walk to Latveria, Reed.
You could use the exercise. Shed a few of those extra boulders.
I'll shed you in a minute.
Yikes.
Seriously, you guys? How are you planning on getting us there, Reed?
In the Fantasticar, of course. I think it's still stowed away in Central Park somewhere.
Hello, Fantastic Four. You're needed in Latveria right away. The Fantastic Car should get you there quickly enough.
I saw some smoke rising up the west side.